The boy started rambling, and the big guy knew he was talking nonsense. So he gave him a punch and, noticing it was still early, dragged the boy to the court for a showdown. However, when they reached the court, they found it brilliantly lit. The big guy checked his watch again, realizing they were already 5 minutes late. The big guy realized they had been duped by Little Black and angrily called over his brothers. They dragged Little Black into the shadows to surprise him, but just when they were about to catch him. Sure enough, the lights at the court went out, proving he wasn't lying. The big guy still felt things were way more complicated, as many hitmen liked to hide behind robbery schemes. Then they'd buy witnesses to lie, so with eyewitnesses around, the police would just see it as a regular robbery case. This just made it harder to catch them. While the big guy was reminiscing about his enemies, Little Black casually mentioned the store's surveillance, sparking new hope. The next morning, the four brothers went to the convenience store to check the footage and instantly broke down witnessing their mother's murder. The footage showed the robbers got the money, the masked faces making them totally unrecognizable. Why kill to cover it up? The signs indicated their mother's death was definitely no accident, but a highly planned murder. The shopkeeper said the testifying witness often played basketball at the nearby gym, giving them his description. The four brothers barged into the gym to find the witness, interrupting the game, but they needed a little magic to quiet everyone down. They decided to provoke the biggest guy in the gym, and the crowd quickly surrounded them, eager to chat. But the big guy wasn't going to take it lying down. He waved the staff of truth, calming the crowd. The big guy shouted the description, and a boy stepped forward to cause chaos. Old Four sensed something was off and hurriedly chased after him. The little boy thought he could escape, but slammed right into Old Three, who was waiting by the back door. Faced with the intimidating brothers, Old Three confessed his brother committed perjury. They were already waiting downstairs by the witness building, but Old Two had left the scene under the pretense of picking up a kid. After a while, they finally spotted their target, and the brothers immediately launched a capture. However, at the crucial moment when they were about to catch him, the usually calm big guy got hot-headed and stumbled his way into the elevator. Brothers chased after, telling Old Four to stay and monitor the elevator's floor. Old Three scrambled up the stairs to catch up, and finally the elevator stopped on the 6th floor. Just as the big guy reached the door, the young man unleashed a dog to bite him. The dog bit his arm, so Old Two quickly used a fire extinguisher to scare it away. They rushed in and found the witness trying to escape with a rope, but the young man kept fighting back, igniting the big guy's fury. He grabbed a knife from the cutting board and swiftly chopped the rope. The four brothers strolled in. Big Black, incapacitated, revealed the robbers' info, identifying 2 suspects at the nightclub. Unaware of the impending attack, the brothers entered a restaurant and saw the suspects, but before they could act, the robbers swiftly drew guns, fired, and fled the restaurant in chaos. Old Four fired wildly, but they escaped. After finally finding the suspects, there was no way the brothers were letting this go. They jumped in their car and sped off after them. They engaged in a wild chase through the snow, ultimately managing to intercept them and flipping their car. They planned to interrogate the mastermind, but the robbers stood firm, revealing nothing, so the big guy gave up. The big guy personally dealt with the murder of his mother, yet things weren't over. An even bigger conspiracy lurked in the shadows. The next day, the police arrived at the scene to gather evidence confirming it was a murder case. Police started investigating, showing hair found at the scene, convinced it was the big guy's. He dismissed the absurd accusations. He confidently retorted, "That red hair, that's from my old buddy. Bring it on, Greenie." The police, aware they had insufficient evidence, had to let it go, advising the brothers to turn over any lead they might have. He cautioned them not to take on Detroit's underworld alone, or things would spiral out of control. Facing the greatest threat, the brothers discovered the mastermind behind it all with the death of the assassin. Victor, the local crime boss, came to light. He hired the hitman to take out the old lady, but had instructed his underlings to find outsiders. Instead, they recruited 2 clueless local thugs. Now that the hitmen were dead, Victor faced the risk of exposure and, in a fit of rage, scattered food everywhere, punishing his bumbling underling. "Eat like a dog." But to put an end to this issue once and for all, Victor ordered a search for who was responsible for the hitmen's demise. Meanwhile, the brothers found crucial evidence at the assassin's home. Using their mom's camera, they discovered the hitmen had been stalking her for quite some time. They also discovered an unexpected connection between the mother and her lawyer, who insisted had only met her once. Looks like the lawyer may have been involved too, so the brothers decided to crash the lawyer's place, seeking the truth. From the lawyer's computer calendar, they found out that on the day of the murder, he had met with her. When the lawyer came home, the big guy knocked him down and demanded to know why he was lying. After some questioning, they learned the lawyer was involved with their mother, meaning he was her new boyfriend. This was all too ridiculous. However, this ruled out the lawyer. Just then, insurance agents arrived, saying O2 had taken out a $400,000 policy on their mom. But O2's company was already bankrupt, and that $400,000 payout would go to him after their mother passed away, raising all three's suspicion. So the three brothers decided to secretly tail O2, only to discover he was linked to them all, though they had no idea what kind of deal he was involved. The brothers thought O2 must be involved in their mother's death. That night, when he returned home, he was met with questions as solid as a rock. O2 didn't just push back. He nobly claimed he had always been there for their mother and would never dream of killing her for insurance money.